Welcome back to WigginsTV. Let's get to it. If you ask the average LAian, aka people who grew up in LA, aka the land, what was the first Crip on Crip war ever? They would most likely say rolling 60s Crips versus 8 Trey Gangsta Crips. But I heard another perspective on it a long time ago, and a subscriber brought it to my attention too. And I thank you, homie. I'm not sure how true it is. I wasn't even born yet. But I was told that the first actual Crip on Crip beef was the 4 packs. You know, 4 Deuce, 4 Trey, 4 8 Gangsta Crip versus the 40 and 5 Trey Avalon Gangsta Crips. I also heard that the 5 Deuce Broadway was included, being allied with the Avalons. But I don't want to say the wrong thing because, I'm not really sure. And it seemed like for any little thing nowadays or any little mistake I make, y'all be getting on the ninja head. And that ain't really cool, to be honest. But hey, anyway, I noticed that people always mention the 4 Deuce, 4 Trey, and 4 8 from the 4 Pack Alliance because they the most popular, let's be honest. But did you know there was once a 4 7 Gangsta Crip? Yes, sir. There sure was. They turf was allegedly around East 47 between Compton and Long Beach, over there by that park, over there by the swap meet in that park over there. They allegedly had beef with most of the Hispanic gangs in the area, but was cool with the 41st Barrio. As usual, they beef with the Rolling 20 Outlaws, Rolling 30 and 40 Piru, Bloodstone Villains, the Avalons, the Broadways, and all the other Bloods and Pirus in the low bottom section. Well, Bloods in the low bottom section because the 30s and 40s is the only Pirus I know of in that area. Oh, and don't forget AFC. They beef with them Bloods too. One last thing is I heard some of them relocated over to San Jose and started the hood out there. And the rest either locked down or just turned 4-8 Gangsta Crip. Y'all let me know if that's official. Next up, we got Aliso Village Brims. Now, if you didn't know, many moons ago, before East LA became straight Mexican City, there was these projects out there called Aliso Village. Now, there's a lot of debate going on with this subject, so I'm going to just touch on a few things and keep it pushing. Now, truthfully, there actually did used to be a group of dudes that formed the hood called Aliso Village Brims over there in Aliso Village Projects. However, if we gonna be honest, the first street East Coast Crips took over the scene and ran the projects and, pretty much took them out of there. And when I say took them out, I ain't talking about no murder, they, just took over. They took over the projects until they were demolished in the late 90s. Yeah, it was a lot of people talking about the Mexicans pushed the East Coasters, the first street East Coasters out, but come on, bro. They hood got torn down. Once your stronghold get demolished, you gotta regroup and get cracking somewhere else, bro. It was said the Aliso Village Brims got the start from one of the LA Brims hood out there in South Central. After the projects was destroyed, they rebuilt a new set of apartments called the Pueblo del Sol. In English, it means town of the sun. How nice. Next. Now, this one is very, very interesting. We all heard of the 120 Raymond's Crips. We all heard of the 120 Raymond Ave Crips, the 10 Deuce Raymond Ave Crips, the Pasadena Raymond Ave Crips, the Altadena Raymond Ave Crips, and even Raymond's Crips outside of Cali, like the Memphis Raymond Ave Crips. But did you know that there was a Pico Raymond Ave Crips out there by, Mid-City area, by the schoolyards? Yeah, I never heard of him either, but somebody put me on. It's true. Now, allegedly, and I definitely gotta say allegedly on this one, they hood went from Pico Boulevard to Washington and all the way from La Brea to Virginia. Now, this info might not be 100% correct, but y'all let me know, because I heard it was pretty close. I had to do a little research, man, and ask a couple people. And I had to do this one, because I really rock with the Raymond. Salute. Lastly, you got the Callis Park Piru out in Carson. This was an old blood hood that used to be for 190 East Coast Crips, Stevenson Village Crips, and Carson 13, just to name a couple of them. They was more popular in the 90s era, because people say they not really mentioned these days. Interestingly enough, they started out as the Callis Park Lokes, but I know some Bloods back in the day used to say Lokes before Crips took over the word. Not before, but at the same time, and then Crips took over the word, so I get it. Allegedly, they hood used to be from 223rd Street to Carson Street, and from Avalon to that San Diego freeway portion over there by Callis Park, which is where they get their name from. I think I read somewhere that the buildings, they got torn down like in their hood, and that's why they lost a part of their hood and why they not as deep, but don't quote me on that. I'm not, that's just something I heard or seen somewhere. Unfortunately, it was said that most of them turned to other Piru hoods in the area, like the Carson West Side Piru and Cabbage Patch Piru. That's gonna conclude it for today, man. I learned a lot, man, on this episode, man, doing this research, bro. So yeah, man, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, and do let me know, man. Put me on. You feel me? I want to make sure it's accurate. I'm out of here. Donate if you can, man. Wiggins!